Hi peeps, it's that time of year. We are doing the my favorite things, witchy and non-witchy, a little chit chat, summer vibe talk, and just sharing my favorite parts of my personal practice and daily routine that I'm really in love with. So as you can see, I am a traveling witch right now. And so I have a lot of things kind of compiled around me because I'm doing readings while I am traveling this week. And my son is away at camp, so I'm having some beautiful time for quiet reflection over the next few days. I'm also finishing my Lilith workshop for those of you who have been waiting anxiously. I've been able to find a space that's the right and appropriate container to craft the rest of this offering and birth this out into the world with Lilith. So I'm very excited for that. And as you can imagine, I've been working a great deal with Lilith personally in preparation, but also because I always find before workshops like these come out into the world, I end up having to move through a cycle of lessons. And so I've been moving through some lessons personally around, the next level of valuing self-worth, etc. Moving through times of changes, embracing that Tower card. And so Lilith, Makali, and Isis, as well as Dark Venus, have been very present in my journey of late, and I've really been enjoying connecting with them. So a lot of personal practice in that light. And I will say, I have also felt the energy of Centimorta begin to kind of circle around too. So I don't know what's coming from that, but that is something that I feel. I feel her energy kind of beginning to step into the space of my personal practice. So that will be intriguing to see what happens. It has been bloody hot here in New England. We finally had our heat wave break just a few days ago. And so I think I can say for many of us who are living in this area, it's really nice not to have the insane heat and humidity. I feel more like a person again who can actually breathe. So that's very enjoyable. And I've been finding in this kind of in-between space of my personal journey here, that my decks have really become part of moving altars at another level. So, those core decks that I work with a great deal have a few kind of moving parts coming in as well that are all supporting, being able to erect working altars that I can also disassemble very quickly and allow to move into another space with wherever it is that I'm journeying. So I have found that to be very important, the decks that are around, and not only the deck backings, but the imagery within the cards, being able to use that as part of my altar work at a new level has been really, really helpful. And I did do a viewer request on altars. I believe that video came out last week as well. So, just kind of that altar space being this place I can come back to even when I'm staying in other places than home for myself has really been very grounding and been very, very important for me personally to feel kind of comfortable in my own skin as I maneuver through times of transition and change. So let's see, what should we do first? I think we will start with decks first, and then I'll move into non-witchy after that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about altar and deck things first. Okay, I know that this goes back to creating the altar space that feels like home, even when you aren't home. Having these glass jars of all different shapes and sizes has been like an obsession of mine this year. Not even gonna lie. But I love these jars that have the strike for matches at the bottom, at the base. And I found on Amazon these black matches, which have just made my life, right? These long black matches that come with the strike as a pad that I can put at the base of my jars, and I am obsessed with these. It's a really beautiful way to make lighting a candle a ritual, to work with matches. Over the years, I always go back and forth between lighters and matches, because depending on where I've lived, and I light a lot of candles a lot of times every day, because I like to have a candle going when I'm reading. And it's also a way to clear and amplify energy. But to have the black strike matches is insane. If I remember, I will put the link down below. I don't make any money off of that link. I don't make commission off that link. It's just there because I know a bunch of you are going to say, where did you get those matches? Can I get them too? And that way, just look in the description box below. But I really love these black ones. And so to have that and be able to carry that very easily with me has been really beautiful. I've also been working with Of Smoke and Soils candles for Espits and Sabbat ritual. I actually have the candle for the upcoming Lughnasadh observance lit today, because I'm kind of sitting with the energy of the god Lu, which I will put the link as well. I believe there's still a few spaces left if you want to participate in this year's Lughnasadh observance as within our community. But I've been really sitting with this energy of Lu. And so I should say, you know, in addition to the dark faces of the sacred feminine I've been working with personally, I've really felt this fascinating, supportive energy coming in with Lu, and connecting with him, especially around artistic prose and this warrior aspect, like the union of those two things. You guys know that I love hardcore music, Knocked Loose all the way. I'm a big Knocked Loose fan. I love hardcore music. And so I've really been opening up to embracing the sacred masculine in this way in which we can share our feelings through prose. Now, of course, I'm not new to poetry. I'm not new to lyrics. I'm not new to even song compositions, because I have a lot of musicians that I know in my life personally, like real musicians. That's how they make their money. That's what they do. And so I'm very blessed, to be able to see gifted musicians and their creative process. And I'm really fascinated with marrying that to this energy of the god Lu. And you know, what we create in that space of sharing emotion honestly in raw ways, but also at the same time being empowered and protective of ourselves and our energy. So anyhow, I've been feeling that coalescing in preparation for our Lughnasadh observance with the god Lu as part of that. I'm also going to be working with Demeter and Lilith for that. But I've really been like soaking that in, and the candle scent that Of Smoke and Soil did for Lughnasadh is one of my favorite scents. It's very fall-like for me. It's like, and you guys know, I think about autumn all year. I wish it was always autumn. I'm an old school goth girl, so it just like brings all the ultimate joy to my heart. But the Lughnasadh candle is particularly enjoyable as well, and I burned the full moon candle last night for the buck moon in Capricorn. So that's been a very important part of my altar practice. Also, I work with smoky quartz a lot, and so I have that on my altar right now. And I don't have it up here, but in my car I have a large chunk of hematite. I've been working with hematite a lot the last few weeks as well. So let me just move non-witchy things. 3 decks that I've paired together over the last 24 hours that I'm obsessed with, this little trinity of these powerhouses. Okay, we get ready for it, guys, because I am obsessed with this pairing, and I am going to be using it all day today. So Earth and Bone Oracle and the Compendium of Witches. And then I'm pairing that with the Abyssal Tarot. Yeah, let me just give you a little purview here of how beautifully these work together. Okay, so let me just set this up so you can see. I'm obsessed with the 3 of these together and how they tell a story, how easy it is to find the story within these 3 decks interplaying with each other. And so in addition to my top 5 decks for July, I believe Earth and Bone is on that list as well, because Earth and Bone is a touchstone deck for me. So when I'm feeling anxious and completely out of my comfort zone and working to embrace unexpected change in my life, I really like to have Earth and Bone present. But these 3 together, it's beautiful. I mean, it's a stunning polyamorous relationship, and I, for one, am here for it, and I just want to keep working with it. I want to keep understanding the language of these 3 dancing together. And that's what it is. It really does feel like such a fluid dance. I mean, I think you can't work with the Abyssal Tarot and not have it be fluid. That just is the way that the Abyssal Tarot is. It's a fluid, it's a water element deck for me. It's very connected to Persephone for me. There is a softness to its tenacity that I really, really love. But these 3 together are pure magic, and I'm very excited to work with the 3 of them more together, and also like craft some personal spreads to give myself insight and understanding. But also I may craft something that I share on the channel spread-wise for the 3 of these decks together, that you could kind of dovetail to work with, you know, your big 3 that you're currently feeling connected with. But these 3 together right now are just bringing me all the beautiful vibes. So the other thing that goes along with you know, my personal spiritual and witchcraft journey is, I gotta talk about journals for a second. So I have been working with this journal this year. It's taken me, I usually go through multiple journals a year, and I've been on this one since probably March, which is a long time for me to still be in a journal. A lot of things have happened in my life this year. I'm reaching the end. I only have 2 pages left in her. So I had to decide, like, what's the next color gonna be? And you guys know I buy my Lecterm journals in bulk because they're my favorite. And right now I was like, I can embrace a lot of change, but I cannot embrace not having a Lecterm journal. So I decided on green. I'm not usually a green girl. I figured I would go a little bit different in color tonality, and I want to put a lot of reds on the cover of this. So the green will become this kind of background, almost like a moss behind the red that I'm going to work on the cover. The interesting thing though is that currently a lot of my collage pieces for my journals is in storage. So I'm going to have to work with this cover being different than what, you know, I typically do, which are, you know, various things that I'm inspired by and bands, etc., and then notes from Vincent or Vincent's artwork. It's going to be interesting what goes into this cover, and little oh God, what is the word? A little Easter egg for my Patreon peeps, let me say it that way. The second bonus video in July is going to be working that cover. So for my Patreon peeps, at any donation level, I do 2 bonus videos a month, and that is going to be one of the bonus videos this month. I won't share what the other bonus video is because that's a secret surprise for them. But I was deciding on what color, and that green is not a normal color for me. But, you know, the other thing I was thinking is, like, with the harvest Sabbats that we're about to step into as well, the next 3, it might be nice to do something more in like a gold tonality with that green too. So we'll see what I do, but I'm brainstorming in my free time, like, how do I want that cover to feel? Those of you who journal will understand what I'm saying here. I'm really stoked to finish this journal. There's a lot of processing in this journal. This is not one of my lighter journals. Okay, where can I, let's see. I think I can close her up. Okay. All right, this is the part of the video where I'm going to morph into non-witchy makeup things. So this is highly requested, but I know some of you aren't really here for the non-witchy discussion, etc. So I'm just gonna be talking about books and makeup for the rest of the video. So I have needed something like completely off of, something that just completely like takes me away from, you know, when it's reading time for me, I'm either researching and studying something or I want an escape, right? And I was really torn between a biography on Edith Wharton, because I'm like really feeling called to Bukowski and Wharton right now. I don't know why. And I digress. All of those books are in storage right now, so unfortunately, I don't have access to them. But I was very torn. I was going to purchase a book. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me say, my Bukowski poetry and my Edith Wharton novels by Edith Wharton are in storage. The biography for Wharton, I don't have a physical biography of her story. And I was very intrigued. I don't know. I think I might go and see her home because something is calling me to go and tour the museum there now. I don't know why, but anyhow, I've been feeling that. So in this kind of, all right, I want a book to read. Doesn't have anything to do with priestesshood or path or research, but that's full joy, because research-wise, I've been rereading Campbell's series of lectures around the goddess, and that's been very enjoyable. That's what's taken up the last 2 weeks in my research reading time. But for escapism, I was like, okay, Edith Wharton biography or Hitchcock's Blondes. And I went with Hitchcock's Blondes because I watched the movie Hitchcock with Anthony Hopkins and Helen Mirren and Scarlett Johansson in it with my friend Kat. We had a movie night the other night and we watched that. And I was like, I want to read something about Hitchcock's obsession with blondes. And so little Amazon search later, here we are, Hitchcock's Blondes. This is by Lawrence Leamer, the unforgettable woman behind the legendary director's dark obsession. So you guys know I love Hollywood noir, I love old Hollywood. I'm here for any of those gritty, just seedy little things. So I'm very excited to read this. This is gonna be what I do in my downtime while I'm traveling, is enjoy reading that, hopefully by the water. But if I don't get to the ocean, I'll be doing that here if I'm too tired. So that's book-wise. And then the other book, which I don't have with me because I did leave that when I left for my travels, is Campbell's Goddesses book. If I remember, I will put a link to both of those books on Amazon in case you want to purchase them for yourself. Campbell's Goddesses is always a wonderful one to refresh yourself around anytime you're looking to kind of amplify your own sacred feminine essence and reconnect with that energy. Okay, other total side point, I am obsessed with the Uniball Sigma 207 in bold. I always get 207s, but I accidentally ordered the bold version last time. And can I tell you that writing in my journal, I'm obsessed with this ink. And I'm not someone that's against blue ink. Have you had this dialogue with people? I have had this dialogue with friends of mine, like almost like argument level dialogue around blue ink versus black ink. And very few people seem to have no problem with both. And I like both. I also like red ink. I don't know. I've had fascinating dialogue with people for years who are like, how can you use blue ink? And I'm like, I enjoy blue ink sometimes. Black's always going to be my go-to, but sometimes I do enjoy blue ink. So anyhow, I digress. I am wearing KVD Beauty, which is no longer owned by Kat Von D, so don't come at me in the comments. KVD Beauty's Painted Tongue. That's the lipstick I'm wearing today. And kind of the KVD Beauty liquid lipstick, just lost it for a second, has been my go-to during the intensity of the heat wave that we just had. As I said, it's ended now. But I have enjoyed, because it's a very, very lightweight liquid lipstick, and so I could wear it for work and then to take Vincent to the beach later, and it held up beautifully. It held up really, really beautifully. So I've been enjoying the entire line, and the Painted Tongue is what I'm wearing today. Okay, this might seem like a strange color to see me showing you, but this is Moth Orchid, also by KVD Beauty. I've been using that with Jeffree Star Cosmetics Nudist Colony over the top when I want to do a nude lip a lot. And I'm kind of obsessed, and I don't usually do pinks. I don't know, I'm having a weird, it's got to be Venus coming through in her light form for me. Very like Bouguereau, Venus kind of this like shell pink that I've been a little bit drawn to, which is kind of freaking me out because I'm not a pink girl, but I've been wearing that when I want to do a nude and really, really loving it. Like I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Like this is a pink. That's not pink, you know? I usually try to skirt the line there, but no, I mean, even look at my nails. I don't know. We don't know what's going on. We're just going with it. Okay, so that's been lipstick. Oh, okay. The next two things I'm gonna show you makeup wise, I don't even know how I'm gonna live without them, and I need backstock of everything. So this was a Marilyn Monroe collab that Wet n Wild did. I don't know if this is still available. I'm gonna die if it's not, but it's the translucent luminous setting powder. It has sparkle in the setting powder, and I use it only under my eyes. I do not use it on my whole face. So don't go ham with this. If you purchase this on my recommendation, which I know some of you do, if you purchase this yourself, if it's still available, it might have a different title now, but you want the luminous setting powder in translucent if you have a lighter toned complexion, or you want to go with, you know, whatever your complexion level is at for the setting powder, you want to go maybe just like one shade lighter for under eye to like brighten and luminize that space. But the glitter allows for the light to catch under here and really highlight that area. Not highlighting what you don't want to highlight, but like lightening and highlighting that space. So if you get this, don't apply it to your whole face, just apply it here. So I do almost like a triangle application, and I actually use like a triangle matte sponge for it. I'm obsessed with this stuff, and in fact, it's almost gone. I need to figure out how I'm gonna handle that. But as you can see, it just luminizes that space. Like even, you could tell I'm tired today, but even with that, like it still lightens and brightens that space. So I've been using that a ton this summer. And then the other thing that I'm obsessed with are the Melt Sex Foils. I'm so obsessed with these. So they're like a liquid highlighter, but you can apply them all over your body and your face. So I use this under my eyes, and then I don't know if you guys know this, but I love sparkle in the summer. There's something about when it's hot and I just want my skin to like be glowy here. And so I use Melt's Sex Foil all around here, but it's nice. It starts out as in a liquid consistency, so it's easy to like spread. So I'll do just in that same triangle area, and then on my collarbones and my shoulders, back of my neck as well. And I really, really love these. And my favorite is the gold ore. But I also like, again, there's a theme this year, I also like these kind of softer finishes, more in the pink tone. This is Stargazer. I think Stargazer is nice like across the board. It would work for anyone. And this is Fetish. This is super pink. But it's like that soft shell pink again. And that's the one that I'm wearing Fetish today. But those I'm obsessed with. So if you're looking for a luminizer or a highlighter, I really recommend them. And I love the matte sex foil, the Melt Makeup's Sex Foil, the powder, their powder highlighters for this area, they're my favorite. That's what I'm wearing today, here. So, obsessed. All right, so the other thing that, I have a few other of my favorite things makeup-wise. I've finally found the best black liner ever, and I've tried a few different ones, and I made investments. I tried Natasha Denona, I've done the MAC one, I've done all different price points. I tried the KBD Beauty one. Their Slickline Eye Pencil in Black Onyx is the best black under eyeliner. I've been using it for like 6 months straight now, every day. And it's perfect, it lasts all day, it's comfortable, it stays better than any other one. If you are looking for a liner that's not a liquid liner, but a kohl smudge style liner, this one's worth it. It's not the most expensive, it is the best quality. And the other thing I've been obsessed with are liquid eyeshadows, and Melt just came out with liquid ones. Prior to this, I was really obsessed with the Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star does one that I really like, that line. And then, oh God, I'm gonna forget the name of it. She's a singer and she started her own makeup line, and I actually, Halsey started it. It's the one by Halsey. Anyhow, that they have a line of liquid eyeshadows, which was actually really got me into using them as bases for when I really want to do smoky eyes. Well, I think Melt improved on those other two formulas because they're my favorite now to work with for liquid eyeshadows. And they create great bases, or you can smudge and use them on their own. And I'm really, really obsessed with these three particularly. So obviously this is the black one in Night Swim. These, this one is called Double Shot, which they also have a lipstick that's double D's in it. I think they both pair well together. They do. Anyhow, but this is really dark. It's this beautiful dark brown. I actually love dark brown eyeshadow. I have an obsession with dark brown eyeshadow. And so, but this is dark. So if you're new, I would start with Nudist. I'd start with Nudist, and I'd start with that on the lid, and then I would put the Double Shot in my crease area and slightly above. Okay, but the color payoff is real with these, so gently walk yourself into that. This is the lightest tone there, and that's, yeah, there are a few lighter shades in the collection, but I don't, you know, I've been doing makeup and I did it professionally for a while, so I'm comfortable with the intense darker tones, and that's really what I want. I want this type of darkness because I like to do smoky eyes, or kind of like a smoky, kind of gothabilly pinup look. So obsessed with those. Those are worth the money in my opinion. About Face, that's Halsey's makeup line. I do like those liquid eyeshadows. I just prefer the Melt one with My Face. Okay, I really want to open this for you guys, but it's hard to open. So I've had the Black Moon Cosmetics Orb of Light Full Moon palette forever, and I don't use it as often as normal because of how difficult it is to open the palette. But I don't want to like, there we go. I know the mirror part's distracting. Due to traveling, I need eyeshadow palettes that I can get a lot done with one palette. You know, as much as I love my intense glitter and sparkle and shimmer shades, those type of palettes are difficult to travel with because I really need mattes. I need to be able to pull off a look with mattes. And I love Vocally Shook's Instagram page. When I do go on Instagram, I try to keep my feed very light and enjoyable for myself. So it's tarot, it's goth fashion style and makeup, as you can imagine, and shoes. And I recently rewatched a Vocally Shook video where she used this palette, and I was like, oh man, I forgot that I had this palette. This is a great palette, and it really is, and it travels very well. And you can do a lot with these colors, and I'm wearing it today. So I have this lighter tone on this half of my lid and in the crease, and then deepened with these two more fully into the crease and under the eye. But yeah, and then I have this color here in the center to lighten up. I do have a little Natasha Denona highlighter shade in the inner corner, but this palette is really versatile. It's small, it's compact, it fits into my traveling makeup bag very easily, and I can get a lot done with this. Because there's the black in there and there are the browns to work with, those kind of more neutral shades, I can really very easily create any kind of look for whatever I'm recording, for however I want to feel that day. And so this one has been revitalized in my collection. I'm really, really enjoying working with that again. So those are my favorite things right now, guys. I'm like, yeah, and this was a chatty video. It's 30 minutes. So for those of you who like longer videos, I hope you enjoyed this one. So before we finish, I went to this lovely little cafe here in Maine today, where I am, and I ordered a London Fog like I always do, and they actually had one, so I was super stoked. Look at the cute little stamp that came on the sleeve for the cup. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I love Maine so much. It's such a fascinating, kitschy, staunch New England, but also artistic, and it's just such an interesting place. Maine is so fascinating. it always opens up my perspective. So I hope you guys are doing well out there in the world. Let me know what some of your favorite things are. I will try to put links for the things that need links in the description box below. But as always, I am sending you guys oceans of love, and I will, of course, see you in the next video.